but every now and again it does work out, and every now and again you get a place where you do wake up, open the door, and you think, wow, you know, what a place to park. And this is one of them, so let's show you. Just unbelievable. What a landscape. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're Dan and Stephen, and we live and travel full time in our little 1996 VWT4 Swift campervan. Our recent adventures took us through France and into Spain, and this week we visit Europe's driest region and its only true desert, the arid and remarkable lands of the Tabernas. So sit back, relax, and come along, dear. After leaving the perfect beach park up where we enjoyed our first swim in its crystal clear waters, we headed inland to a free air in a small town in the hills. After settling down for a couple of days, waiting out a thunderstorm, and of course getting a run in when it was all clear, we left the air and made our way towards the desert, stopping for a quick shower en route.
Woo, hello Days.
Morning, Days. I honestly don't know how we function in this van. It's like trying to get clothes. You just kind of, we're grabbing carrier bags out of a cupboard, which is currently squashed in with the mattress topper and other stuff. So I could barely open it, and just about getting stuff out. And then I don't even know where anything is. It's always like this. Right, so I'm all showered. It was absolutely lovely, which is always a relief, because you never know with these kind of service station showers if it's just going to be like a cold dribble or what. But no, this was really good. It was €3.60, so not the cheapest, but it was worth it. And now we're on our way to the Tabernas Desert, I think it's called, which is meant to be Spain's only real desert, and I think Europe's only real classified desert. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I've read. So I don't know if we're going to be able to park anywhere. I don't know if it's worth walking around. We just kind of wanted to see it just to say we've been to the desert of sorts. But hopefully we can find somewhere to park overnight and charge our solar up, charge our battery up, which would be really helpful. So this desert, actually I never knew this. It was actually the film set for several big films. So a few spaghetti westerns were filmed here. And also Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was filmed there. So that's really interesting. A few other films as well. Anyway, on to the desert. Can't believe I'm saying that, on to the desert. We're going to the desert, Steve. Yeah, so we've arrived in the desert. We just managed to go to a shop to get some bits. Hopefully I'm going to get a little walk in today. It's a bit late in the day now, and it's windy, so I don't know how far I can go, but we got to go walking in this to have a look. It's got to be done. Right, I'm all sun creamed up. As you can see, it doesn't make much difference for me. I go red anyway, but you got to do it. Up the road behind us, and there's a couple of places. There's a few theme park type areas, and they're Wild West sort of theme parks. Not really theme parks, but you can go and see shows, I think. I think one's got a zoo, and one of them, at least one of them, is an old film set basically. So from one of the westerns that was filmed here. Also, the other thing, I think when people mention deserts, you get this idea of sand dunes, the Sahara Desert, you know, fine sand, all that kind of imagery. They're obviously not all like that. They're varied landscapes, and this one, being in Spain, was not really going to be like that. Of course it wasn't, but it is a very arid land. And the reason being is I believe this desert is effectively the water that comes in from the Mediterranean off the sea is kind of stopped by the mountains. The mountains then consume, or they take all the rain or snow or whatever it produces, and it leaves the desert with nothing basically. So this little area is classified as desert. I think if you're into westerns and things like that, then getting a ticket for one of the parks is probably well worth it. but we've not seen the films, and we don't really watch westerns or anything, so I'm not sure we'd get the value out of it. However, the fact that you can stay overnight in one of them allegedly is probably well worthwhile if that's your sort of thing. But for us, it's just we wanted to see the desert, and I was more interested in the landscape really, so we found somewhere to park. I don't know if we're allowed to stay or not, so we're gonna see. I'll probably find out when I get back to the van if it's okay or not. But presumably it's okay to park to go for a walk at least. And we're going to go and explore the desert. I've got water, I've got sun cream, it is scorching, I'm not sure it's going to do me any good. I've got my sunglasses on, not right now, but I have got them with me. And that's it really, let's go for a walk. I'm just gassing now. So there's also something up here which is called the artificial oasis. Now, apparently, from what I can see, this oasis of salt was used in the film Lawrence of Arabia. So that was another one filmed here. I've not seen the film. Obviously this is terrible film knowledge going on here, even though I enjoy my films. I haven't seen any of the ones I've mentioned. But this kind of oasis is just around the corner from where we're staying, so I'm going to have a look, and hopefully it can bring me on a circular walk back. I feel like I'm in one of those kind of like horror disaster movies, you know. I'm walking on this big massive riverbed with nothing on it, and it's got twists and turns, and I feel like any second now I'm going to hear a roar, and all this tidal surge is just going to come from behind or in front of me, like the day after tomorrow or something. Sure, that's not going to happen. Okay, creepy desert cave in the middle of nowhere. I don't think I'm going in there. Oh, okay. Comes out the other side. I'm still not walking through it. Nope. I mean, obviously it just looks like some palm trees. I could film them anywhere, but this was where Lawrence of Arabia was filmed. So there you go, fact fans, movie fans. I don't know what it looked like. I've never seen the film, so sorry. I don't know if it's changed, but you can tell it's artificial just from the way it's laid out, from the way the palm trees are kind of clumped together, which they're not really in any other part of this desert. So it's very obvious. So despite what it seems, I haven't actually gone very far today at all. The van's parked somewhere not far behind me, and I've kind of, for every 5 feet I walk, you stop and look at something, so I haven't gone far. I've not got lost in the desert. But what a place. Just unbelievable. What a landscape. Not getting too close to that edge because that is a horrific drop. So I'll stay here. But wow. I think sometimes it's easy as well when you're out here to forget that we're actually so close to North Africa. Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, all those countries, we're so close to them really. There's not much separating us when you're in southern Spain, like the southern tip. And all of Andalusia has a lot of areas, especially like this desert, similar geological features, plants, etc., temperature. So it should be no shock to get here and find these kind of desert-like climates with a few palm trees and other bits and bobs, and suddenly it's 26 degrees and it's scorching hot. But still, you just don't think it, because you think, oh, it's just Spain, you know, it's not the same. Speaking of North Africa and its influence, we will be discovering more of that as we head around Andalusia, and there's a few little places we're going to go to where you can very much see how the Moorish influence that originated in North Africa affected Spain and still kind of influences it now, and you can see its lasting impression. And on that note, I keep talking into the camera, so let's just get back to the van because I'm thirsty. I don't want to sit down now. I'm back. Oh my god, he's done the bed.
We're doing it now.
He's done the bed. Well done, Steve.
And we're switching it round, so we've got the summer duvet on top
Oh, good.
and the winter duvet on the bottom. So your extra padding in the centre.
So you come back from a nice walk, and I've got all this like professional hotel service going on here. Got my bed made, all very nice. Hope the drink's coming next. I did ask for all inclusive, Steve.
I don't have any receipts. Tell me that.
I'll speak to the manager, please.
Oh, I'll just get him. Hello, I'm the manager. Can I help you?
Your hotel, I don't want to stay anymore. Right, I'm off to the desert. Bye. We're in the desert, Steve.
Sweating my heather smalls off.
Yeah, it is boiling, isn't it? But how lovely is this? This is a desert spot. It's a proper desert. And I've been telling you this in the camera for ages, so let's not go on about it. But my God, this feels amazing. The scenery's beautiful. There's roads everywhere, and it's quite touristy, as I explained earlier. But it is still a real desert, and there's so many elements that make it a real desert. And it looks divine, and it feels like one. It is absolutely divine.
Yeah, and also if you're a bit of a film buff, there is obviously the studios nearby. There's literally one a stone's throw away over to my right. I know my left and my right sometimes. But behind us, next to the garage, there is a big building, and if you ever watch Black Mirror, the building there looks like, and I saw something online, it looks like the building that they use for the Black Museum, Series 6, Episode 4. We've got a problem with our exhaust, and I think it's blown, and I had a little look, and I think we could probably try and put a repair on it, but I don't think it's really going to last, and I don't want it to fall off and damage something else on the van. So there is a camper van repair place about 15 minutes away.
And on that note, that's it. We're going to wind down and enjoy our night in the desert.
We're going to watch Melodifestival.
We are going to watch Melodifestival, which is Sweden's Eurovision entry song selection process, if anyone didn't know. It's actually almost as good as Eurovision, so there we go.
And after a year and a half of being in the van, we finally started using the fridge on gas.
We have.
So we've never really used it, but it's so hot here, everything's just going off really quickly, so we've had to see if it works, and it does work. And I've tried to make some ice and it isn't ready, so.
But it doesn't matter because the fridge is working, so that is something. And I don't know why I haven't been holding this in my hand that I've just moved it to, because it's so much easier and you can see us clearer. And instead I've been struggling straining. But the conversation's over now, so
Bye.
Morning. Kind of just woken up. Right, just got to say, this desert, I mean, we've shown you bits yesterday, but when I opened that door this morning, Stephen was still sleeping. He's up now, and you kind of just forget where you are sometimes because you park in so many different places. And then I was just reminded we're in the desert, and it was just amazing. The heat was already there. It's so still, and it's so vast, and just looks so, I've just never seen anything like it, you know. But what I will say is, normally, you know how it works. Like when people put things on social media everywhere, showing this incredible view when they've opened their door, and what it looks like. We know how it works. It doesn't always go like that. In fact, it rarely goes like that. You normally have to kind of not fake it, but you have to get a certain angle or just park very quickly to get that picture and move on. It's very rarely that place where somebody stayed. But every now and again it does work out, and every now and again you get a place where you do wake up, open the door, and you think, wow, you know, what a place to park. And this is one of them, so let's show you. I say let's show you, we've shown you yesterday, but to wake up to this just outside the door, it doesn't do it justice. I know it doesn't, but you've got the desert in all directions, little bits of mountains and other things. There are roads going through. It's not like completely isolated. There's some tourist hotspots around that we talked about yesterday. But yeah, wow, it's just to wake up, open your door, and it's a Spanish desert, you know. A real change, and something really different if you're travelling through Spain, especially this southern part. It can get quite touristy. Everywhere in Spain can get quite touristy, especially along the coast. So if you want a bit of variation and to break it up a bit, coming into the desert to see some different scenery is well worth your time, to be honest, because this is lovely. But we've messaged a little campervan company today that Stephen found. We don't know if they fix exhausts or not. I think we said in a previous clip that the exhaust is going or it's about to blow, and we're really worried about it. And Stephen had a look, and it seems not in a good way. I don't know if we can even patch it up ourselves. So yeah, we're waiting on a response. If they get back to us in time, then maybe we can get something done while we're here. If not, we'll probably have to move on and sort something out. So it's a bit of a worry, but these things happen, and I'm going to go and walk in the desert and forget about it. Okay, bye. You know, one thing that's missing walking around this desert is a big giant comedy looking cactus stood up. You know those like pronged ones that look like cartoons. Something out of Roadrunner. I know that's not all how all deserts work. I know they don't all have cactus, but it's got that environment, it's got that vibe to it here, and it just feels like the one missing piece to make it that classic desert, if you know what I mean. I'm sure there's some around actually, because you do see them in Spain. I just haven't seen any in this desert. But we won't be knocking any points off, because this is still an incredible place. But very hot, and I need to get back. Right, it's time to go back now. I keep stopping, we've got things to do, and the sun's going to go down and we've got to walk somewhere in a bit, so I must get back to the van. But to say, I'm going to say it one last time, this place is out of this world. It's amazing. If you're ever travelling through southern Spain, through Andalusia, you've got to come to this desert, the Tabernas Desert, Tabernas, whatever you say it as. You just have to. You don't have to walk miles, you can park up and just get great views. But if you do like walking, there's clearly marked out trails, sort of dry riverbeds. It's very easy to do. Just beware of the heat, obviously, but oh my god, it is incredible. Definitely one of the best places we've ever visited, I think, and ever taken our van, so yeah, highly recommend. And so as the sun began to set once again, our desert adventure came to an end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to our channel if you want to see more, and press that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Join us next week where disaster strikes. It's all gone completely wrong, basically. Everything has gone wrong in a second. And we seek refuge in a pretty village at the foot of the Sierra Nevada mountains. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.